All right, so again, you heard Rasai in the Revolutions band, Bad Boy Bully. All right, so some folks have great skin, like me, while others have a tough time falling in love with the skin they're in because of facial issues. So here to clear things up with a few solutions, founder of Dermatology Solutions, Dr. Arusha Campbell Chambers. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Neville.
Great to see you again.
Me. Yes, great to be back.
Dermatology in itself is what?
Okay, so dermatology is the study of diseases of the skin, hair, and nails.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're medical doctors, so trained medical doctors go through internship and everything, and then we specialize in treating the disease of the skin, hair, and nails.
Oh, skin, hair, and nails.
Yes.
But some people think it's just the skin that is
right,
doing.
And some people think it's just the face, but from head to toe, from baby to an older person, you know, we treat all skin problems.
And I suspect you have different problems with
Oh, there are
people.
so many different problems because, as I'm sure you're aware, the skin is the largest organ of the body. And there are a lot of problems with it that some people don't see as very serious. They think of it as just cosmetic because it's the skin. But I tell you, as I told you before in previous interviews, when patients are carrying a disease on their skin for everybody to see, sometimes it can affect their self-esteem. And so it's to each his or her own what can be done to treat it. And we can go from, by the time they reach to us, they've tried over-the-counter stuff, they've tried home remedies, and they want to add you know, treatments, procedures to help address certain things. One of the conditions is like treating acne, which is probably the most common condition that we see. And there are a number of treatments.
And that's not necessarily a young people thing, is it?
Thank you for pointing that out. That's not necessarily a young people thing. In fact, rarely it can occur in babies, right, from hormones passed on from the mother. It can occur most commonly, about 85% of teenagers have acne. And then adult acne is a very real thing. A lot of women have acne. So acne is caused by a number of factors. One of them is the hormones in your body that triggers your skin to produce a lot of oils. It clogs up the pores. We have bacteria, inflammation. It's very complex. We used to think diet didn't play a role, but what we're finding is some studies are suggesting that diets high in sugary foods, as well as some dairy products like skim milk, may actually worsen acne.
Yeah, because you hear some people say, well, I'm breaking out.
Yes.
And then you see, but it's not always like that. So what would bring it on if you have like smooth and beautiful skin, like you said? What would bring on?
Right. So for some persons, the hormones play a big role because you remember in adolescence, that's why so many teenagers have this issue. In adolescence, that's when a lot of certain types of hormones, the testosterone type hormones, start increasing. And so they trigger your glands to produce a lot of oils, and that sets the whole process in addition to inflammation. And it's very complex. Yeah. But we also see it in adults. So adults don't have to feel embarrassed that, why am I having this teenage problem? Because unfortunately, it can be a problem and a long-term problem that may need maintenance treatment.
You said earlier that before we get to you, we would have gone to do the over-the-counter treatment. Should we come to you first?
Well, it depends. To each is our own. You have some people who believe in being proactive. So it's good to be proactive about maintaining good health. So they may not have a lot visibly wrong, but they want to keep it that way. And so they can come. We welcome them at any stage because we can give advice. Some of the treatments that we would offer in office include like chemical peels, okay? And we strongly advise that persons get a consultation for this first, okay? So that we're sure that they're suitable for it. It can have different benefits in addition to treating acne. It can treat dark spots, you know, different problems with pigmentation, fine lines and wrinkles, and just smoothing of the skin. And there are many different types of peels. Now, when people go on Google and YouTube, they may see a lot of different peels that may not be suitable for their skin type because it can be superficial, medium, or deep.
What is this we're looking at now?
Okay. So this is somebody who has undergone a chemical peel to help remove. It's basically using chemicals to remove the outer layers of the skin. Now, we tend to just the outer layers. Now, I'm not in favor of this particular picture because we tend to avoid going too extreme in our skin type because you can have complications and people don't have a lot of downtime for peeling and stripping and looking like this for a few days. So with the modern peels have a lot of moisturizers in them that counteract irritation. So you don't have to look like the whole skin is stripping off. So patients think it's literally stripping one skin and giving you a full new skin. it's not that night and day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What is microdermabrasion?
Okay, so microdermabrasion now, remember chemical peels were a chemical method? Microdermabrasion is a physical method. So different devices are used to basically physically remove. Right. So that one looks like a vacuum device that is used that emits crystals and helps to remove the dead skin.
Okay.
Also there we have other forms of microdermabrasion, multiderm microdermabrasion, using a paddle where it gently vibrates as it removes the dead skin.
So it still removes the skin?
So it still removes the skin, but not as scrapey as
What do you mean by
one.
dead skin, though? What do you mean by
So, okay, so if we think of our skin, it's not just what we're seeing. What we're seeing is the outer layer called the epidermis, right?
Right.
You have this, what people call the flesh, or the inside, below the epidermis, you have the dermis. Now, basically, the skin, the cells at the bottom of the epidermis, they're living and they multiply, but then they get to the top. By the time they get to the top, they die, and when you bathe, you don't see them, but they're washed off. Right. So think of it as the skin cells as bricks, and you have cement in between the bricks. The bricks at the bottom, they're the solid living ones that are generated, and then by the time they reach the top, they move off. And then that process, every 28 days or so, that process happens.
Yeah. What do you call it? Botox? What do you call
Okay, right. So you have injectable treatments. Now, for some persons who have wrinkles that may make them look like they're frowning, and people say, well, why are you so angry and so forth? Then we have Botox, which is a substance that we inject to basically weaken the muscle. What it does, it blocks the communication between the nerve and the muscle. So you want to frown, but the muscle isn't getting the memo that it needs to frown. So we use this in different areas. But guess what? It's gotten a bad rap in the press because in Hollywood and stuff, they've taken it to an extreme, and oftentimes that's what not to do. We don't want somebody to be looking stiff and weird and motionless.
Right.
So, you know, it's to each his or her own. We also have laser treatments, which is a light form of light treatment that basically can treat acne, fine lines and wrinkles, dark spots, you know, different things.
All right, finally, you have a symposium coming up?
Well, the Dermatology Association of Jamaica, I'm inviting the, Jamaica to come out on Sunday, this Sunday, February 28th, at Cardiff Hotel and Spa in Runaway Bay, St. Anne. We're going to be having a symposium called Healthy Skin is Beautiful Skin. And what we're going to be doing is bringing together medical personnel as well as lay persons from the public to inform them about skincare, taking care of the hair, eczema, and so forth.
There's a cost to it?
It's $2,000 for the general public.
When is it again?
This Sunday at 8:15 a.m. at Runaway Bay.
All right.
Right?
Great to see
and
you.
for further information, they can check our website at Dermatology Solutions, www.mydermatologysolutions.com for information on different treatments. And for the symposium, we also have pre-registration at www.dajexpo.com.
All right, fantastic.
All right, thank you so much for having me.
Great to see you. By the way, it's Rasai and the Revelations band. I'm not certain that's what I said when we started, but it's Rasai and the Revelations band. Yeah, and they had Bad Boy Bully, but I think I probably said Revolution or something. So sorry, guys. She's the founder of Dermatology Solutions, Dr. Arusha Campbell Chambers. 10 minutes to your health. We'll do it again next Thursday.